Hi, welcome to Advantage Horsemanship TV. Today's show, we're going to be doing our 7th episode of our Retraining Yogi, our off-the-track thoroughbred. So stay tuned. We'll be right back. Scott Purdom here. I'd like to explain the Bitless halter. It's got many great features, from a thin, stiff rope that gets horses off of pressure quickly and easily. It has a twisted pole piece that does the same thing. The snap, once you size it once to your horse, it makes it easier for you to take on and off. But the piece that really makes this product set apart from others is the strap that goes underneath the chin. What this does when you tie the reins to it, it works as leverage, pulls down over the top part of the nose, works exactly like a bit does. So if you want to go bitless, this is the tool for you. Welcome back. Today we're on our 7th episode of retraining our off-the-track thoroughbred named Yogi. Last episode we had to kind of stop early from what we were trying to get accomplished, which was getting her to collect her face up and give to pressure. What we saw was that when you really started getting in her face, she had a lot of anxiety that kept building up to her. It was all a learned habit. It was something that people had taught her because of her previous history. The more you're in her face, the more anxious she gets. And it was a good thing for you guys to watch, because it's something that a lot of people, especially if you get a rescued thoroughbred off the track, a lot of people have to go through. So what was nice about her was that she really put up a pretty decent fight about it. Now since then, we've only had about 2 other rides, and we've actually been able to get her to do a little bit better. I had to change tactics. And that's real important to understand too, is that you can change your tactics. It doesn't have to be the same thing every single time, and if it doesn't work, just keep doing it. Sometimes you got to change up what you're doing in order for success. So I had to change tactics and make her move forward. Instead of doing it at a standstill, I actually had to get her to move forward into her face and drive her into her face a little bit to get her to be a little less anxious. She still is a little anxious from time to time, but we're going to go ahead and show you right off the bat where we're at with her. Again, she's only had about 2 other rides. I got on and I warmed her up a little bit before this show. And she's actually a little anxious again with the collection, but we're going to go ahead and give it a shot and just kind of work on teaching that, because that's where we want to be now, is just start giving me that face and not be so hyper when you do it. So what I wanted to do is I had to start putting a little bit of bend in her to get her to start giving me her face a little bit. Like right there, she actually gave it to me. I have to work on keeping her in line there. She starts giving me her face here, and I'd be a little bit softer all the time. Instead of working on it just at a standstill, I'm going to just ask for it while she has a little bend to her, like that. Good. Maybe go the other direction. She's already starting after 2 other rides to understand what I want, and what I need to make sure that I do is I want to call it kind of the hands-free zone, where what I do is when she has her head up, I'm going to pull on her straight back towards my hips and my thighs. I'm going to ask her to put her head down into the hands-free zone, and that hands-free zone is kind of a happy place for her to be. So like when she finally gives to me, I let go and I'm hands-free. So when she's got her head up like here, just a little bit, I might put a little bit of pressure back on her right through here, okay? And then I give her her face. Now she wants to kind of lean down into the pressure a little bit. She's still figuring this out. She's still figuring it out, but I like to just kind of go back and forth and just really work on getting her to collect up while moving forward instead of doing it as much at a standstill. That really started to help her a lot. Good. Excellent. So I just want her to learn where that spot is, that I just leave her alone. And she's starting to find it a lot faster than what she used to. Here she's pulling just a little bit. Get a little there, a little bit of bend, and I give to her. So you're looking for that hands-free zone. When that head comes in, like right there, she's pulling, has that anxiety again. There's hands-free. Oh, she's got that too much. Good. Now you don't want to do this all the time. You want to kind of mix it up on her a little bit. You want to work on getting the collection, then just kind of let her head loose a little and just let her walk on like this. Good. This is a good kind of cue to get her to focus. If she loses focus on you and starts looking around the arena or looking down here, let's just go down here because she's actually looking as if she's never seen it before. So we'll just walk her around here. So once we just walk around a little bit, we're going to go ahead. I've already started asking for this at a trot and at a canter. We're going to go ahead and ask her to get into that trot. And I'm going to ask her right away to give to me because lately she's been wanting to fight me on those last 2 rides. I'm just going to ask her to give right into me here. She's wanting to pull a little bit on that right and she's being a little stiff. I might just kind of take for a second here and work on, hey, get off that feeling, that pressure. You know better. I might pull it to the left and pull it to the right just to say, hey, I'm not here to be leaned on. Thank you. Soften up. Soften up now. Give me everything. Give me your face. You're fighting me. They're starting to. What I want them to do is kind of roll into themselves. And what I mean by roll into themselves, I'm not looking for her to be perfect in her face. But when I feel that she's thinking about rounding that back up a little bit, what I like to do is just give them that rein and let them roll into the round up. You'll see it here in just a second, but she's wanting to fight. Wanting to fight again here. Wanting to fight too much. There we go. Get off my leg here. Thank you. There we go. I don't want her short, choppy stride. She's a thoroughbred. She's meant to move out just a little bit. What I'm going to do now, I'm just going to work on a couple of things here. I want to change up what I'm doing. I want to work on stop, back, turn, stop. I'm going to work on her back, turn. Just going to make her kind of rethink what we're doing here. Stop, back, good, turn, good. Move off that leg a little bit better. These are kind of rollback turns, but they're really, I'm not asking her to do it fast. What I'm doing is I'm backing, and I'm saying, get off my leg right here. Good, and you give me almost a turn on the haunches. Stop, back, turn again. Good. I want her to trot off, stop. Now, I'll tell you why I'm doing this. I'm doing this because I want her to start getting off my rein pressure a little bit better. Since she's fighting it so much, instead of doing it through collection, I want to fight it through just redirecting her feet a lot here by asking her, stop, back, good, turn, good, get softer on that face where I can let that face go, stop. We're going to turn this way again. That was a horrible turn. It's all right, we'll make up for it this time, shall we? Stop, back, turn again. Atta girl. Better turn. Can't have much slower of a trot for a thoroughbred here. Turn again, once another horrible turn. Back. Good. Good. Starting to get the hang of that. Now I want her to give me her face again at a walk. Let's see if she's a little softer. She's a little softer. Okay. I want to give her to me to the right here since she wants to fight to the right. There we go. Good. That's much better. So just redirecting her, getting her, there we go. Move body parts here. Good. Move that shoulder. Take that shoulder up. Good. So I just kind of redirect everything. That way it just kind of mixes it up. I've been fighting her a little bit. real graceful. Get off that leg a little there. Good girl. Excellent. So I'm just going to let her take a break, real quick break, and then we're going to get back into it again. All right, we're back now after a little break, and what I did to her is I went ahead and put the bridle back in her mouth because that's going to show the anxiety that she had long before I even got started with her. With a bit in her mouth, that's where she really will have had the troubles over the years, is because that's what she's learned how to be anxious with. So I wanted to finish out this show by working through this problem with the bit, and then we'll go back into the bitless halter. But I think that I wanted to kind of train for the horse and get this a little better. I'm going to be sending home a bitless halter with her because I think she performs a lot nicer with this, or with the halter, than with the bit in her mouth. But at least what I want to do is, if she ever happens to have a bit in her mouth again, I want her to know that it's not the worst thing in the world. So I'm going to start by just working on the same thing, working on giving her, letting her to help find that happy zone, that happy place where it's a hand-free zone with my hands. Like I said, we're going to go back to the bitless halter for our next show, but at least on this one you can see, when she really gets anxious, we're just going to keep working through it. She chomps a lot more with the bit in her mouth, which is okay, because we need to work her through this. Just another aspect of the training that you need to be thorough about. People ask me all the time, when I have the bitless halter, do you ever ride in a bit again? And I say, yeah, I ride in a bit every once in a while, and I also teach horses how to accept the bit and how to ride without one. I think it's important for you to do both. So if you ride with the bridle and a bit, you should also be able to ride without one. Most of the training gets done in the bitless, but I also will use a bit as well. So we're going to go ahead, I'm going to go back to the trot again. Go back to that trot and kind of work on her. Move forward there, honey. Work on her giving to this here. She's going to fight it. She may even fight it a little bit worse than what she did with the halter, which is normal, and that's what I wanted you all to see, is when she fights. There, fine, right there, right there. Now she lost shape. It's all about helping her find a shape to be in right here, helping her find that shape, and then I let her go, and I say, that's it, that's where I want. And she likes to kind of roll out a little bit too much, and then she loses shape because of, there it is again. There we go. Good. She's still fighting me quite a bit. There we go. But what you have to learn how to do is be soft with your hands. Now, I want you to also understand, this is not the way that I might go and train every single horse. I'm not all about getting their head collected immediately. I like to wait towards the end to do that. The reason I'm doing this now for you all to see is because this is a common problem that people have at home. And if you don't do the training right and step by step, you're going to have problems. And you're seeing some of those problems now. With only 8 to 10 rides on this horse so far here, you're seeing those exact problems, that fight. And we want just the fight, there we go, to be gone, and let her realize my hands aren't something that you need to worry and fight over. So I'm going to just bend her around a little bit, bend her to the right, get her to work on the collection while I'm bending her, bend her to the left, give me that collection here. She wants to fight it here. There, a little bit. There, good. Find hands free. Atta girl. Hands free. We've got one more episode to show on her. And I wanted to touch base with these 8 episodes. I wanted to really touch base realistically. What do you all have to go through at home? You don't ride your horses, but maybe twice a week if you're lucky. If you're on the East Coast or going through a bad winter, you might not be doing it at all. So what I want to do with her is just show you all what you have to go through. Good. Good. Now she's starting to come back the way I know she can. She fought me a little bit more with the bit, and then she's coming to. That's better. Good. Roll into that nice area. There, right here. She still has a little bit of an attraction to the gate, but not bad. I just kind of ignore it. That's better. Don't fight. She's fighting again. Good. Okay. Let's just trot her out for a second on a loose rein. Give her a... There we go. Come over here. Good girl. Good girl. And she still has that relaxation, which is important that you get before, before you really work on, get off that, before you really work on that collection. You want to get that relaxation so that way, you know, she always has something to come back to. She's quite the itchy horse, I will say that. She likes to scratch on everything. She says, I have worked way too hard. My quarter is up. Give me that. That's it. Good. Okay, so we're just going to take a couple minutes and we're going to work on it at a canter. And then on our next show, you're going to see kind of the overall picture after about 11 to 12 rides. And you'll be able to see the improvement. There's still a lot of improvement that needs to happen. A lot of improvement that needs to happen. She's really come along nicely, but she still has a ways to go. When she goes back to Days End Farm Horse Rescue, it's really important that they keep up with her training, that they work on these things with her. They make sure they can walk, trot, canter her on a loose rein. They make sure that they get her nice and relaxed. Then they make sure that they can collect her up and maybe turn her into a nice shaped up horse that looks like somebody really is going to want to ride her. She's got kind of many speeds to her. She has these slow speeds. You really have to push her now, which is good. Before we had to push her, but when you pushed her, she had a lot of attitude. There's a little bit of attitude left there. Now we're going to work on some collection here. Now we just started working on this at a canter, so let's just kind of help her find the place she needs to be. So what I do is I kind of give her face a little bit when she starts going in the right direction. When she starts giving me that face in the right direction, I give her face back there just to help her. Come on, lazy. For a thoroughbred, you just a lazy thing. There we go. She's grunting like this is the worst ever. Let's try that again. Thank you, give me. Thank you. Good. Now let's go in this way, break. Push that shoulder around. Give me the left lead. She still pins her ears back a little bit at me. I'm not too concerned. Give me that face again. Again, we're trying to help her. Trying to help her learn how to give into this pressure. Come on, don't lean in. You might make a dressage horse with the elevation you can give if you can just focus yourself correctly. Get up a little bit right here. Hey, thank you. Get up. Thank you. Get up. Now you hear me say get up. You might be wondering what I'm talking about. When she's coming around the top here, she's anticipating a sharper turn, and she's wanting to dive that shoulder in. So I take my inside rein, and you'll see it come out towards the outside, and the outside rein following, and I'm using my inside leg and picking her up, picking her shoulder up so she doesn't dive in. Now what I might do down here, since she's wanting to come in a little bit, I might just pick her up and make her do a tighter turn. There we go, make her do a little harder work. You want to do harder work, let's do it around this jump. Pick up, come on. Let's do a nice tight turn around this jump. A little tougher, ain't it? Stay upright, stay upright. Good, excellent. Now she's just starting to get, you notice a couple times she'll get the collection there a little bit. She starts to hold it. She can't hold it forever, but she's trying a little bit more now. Stop fighting. Stop fighting me. She said, I never had to be in this shape. You're really fighting the left here. Want to just get this better, find a quitting point. Stop fighting that. Get. Now right here, she's just wanting to resist that. Get up, thank you. That's better. Get up. Excellent. Okay, let me just do it one more time and then we'll quit. Okay. Good girl. Good girl. Now she's listening a little bit more, just staying upright. Come on. I know this is tougher on you. Her left seems to be her hard way, which would be a little more shocking, the fact that she's a thoroughbred or off the track. There. Good girl. Now bring her right back down. Stop. Work on that. That's still not great. There. Get off of that. Good girl. Excellent. Not bad. She chomps at the bit a lot more than she does with the halter. But this was really good to kind of work on this. Itchy face, you'll be fine. This was really good to work on getting her over the bit, and we'll switch her back to the halter. But I thought it would be really good for you all to see changing from the halter to the bit. She gave a little bit of fight. She really wants to chomp a lot more with her mouth. I'm just softening her up right here, and then we're going to finish her off. But it's really a good change to see, and we'll be back to the bitless come next show. So I'd like to thank you all for watching, and this has been a great 7th episode to her and kind of showing where she's at and I really think this will help you all at home, and at least I really hope it does. But thank you all for watching, and I'll see you right here next week.